Alright guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're Valere Armory. You guys know us as SuperNovaSonya and Quantum Calamity, also known as Sonya and Chris. We want to really thank Fireteam Phoenix for sharing our posts and just being really good to us and always supporting us and things like that. So thank you guys for being here as well. And even if you guys are watching the recordings, thanks you for taking your time and watching our recording.
Thanks you.
Yeah, thanks you. So yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of cosplay stuff. We're going to be talking about the game in general, just a nice Halo day, a really nice random Halo day.
Halo.
So I got into this because of Chris. Chris was the one who started all this, not me. I've always been a fan of Halo, but Chris was the armor guy that got me into cosplaying.
Like a good 6-7 years ago, that's when it all started.
Yeah, I think your first one was like.
It was actually
Halo
Chief. 3's Master Chief, but it was absolutely terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Well, that's back when it was
fiberglass. And fiberglass is just
done.
hard to work with. Oh, you're dead.
I'm dead. There's no way. Oh! Yep.
So yeah, that's the first one. Him on, the right.
That was in Honolulu. I was on Halloween. I finished it actually at 8 p.m. that day.
And his aunt had helped him. He found all the files online. He looked up Pepakura. That's how he started out. And at the time, Pepakura was the way to do everything with fiberglass. People still use it now. So
it looks. It's difficult to look at.
It's fine for a first build. It was good. You started off when it started becoming a public known thing that there's a big, community of Spartans, and you're also doing really well for not being able to see the screen.
I
so
know.
That's awesome.
It was.
I don't know what you're doing.
This is actually. Oh, yep. So well. It was back actually when foam building was actually like just coming up, and I just started seeing it, but I had like a weird it's like I want my armor to be hard and real, and I'm like, no, that was a mistake. It's terrible, so I just kind of was like, no. I'm just
but the problem with fiberglass that everyone knows in the community now is that it's not as durable as people. Well, it can be durable, but if you drop it, it can crack.
Yep.
It has a high chance of cracking.
And it's pretty toxic. I mean, the cure time is. It's kind of odd to work with.
Yeah, our building station's in our bedroom, so there's no way you can really use fiberglass in there unless you have a nice ventilated area, which is really recommended if you're using anything that has fumes and things like that. We also recommend you guys use masks. Make sure to stay safe because that's your #1 priority.
Oh yeah.
You can't cosplay if you're dead, so there's that. So yeah, he started using foam instead, and you can see in his second suit in his progress photo. What it looks like when it's all cut out. It's a lot easier to do.
Yep.
It looks cleaner. And when you drop it, it doesn't break, it bounces back. It can break if your seam lines aren't, well enough together. And then you've seen his finalized suit, what it looks like. And I think this one was a Halo Spartan mixed with a concept that he had from an anime from Hayari Naruto-san.
It was a Halo 4 Photos, Venator, Ricochet shoulders, and Mark V down below.
Yeah, if you see the anime, she has an outfit similar to this one. She transforms into, so he kind of based it off of that. So that was his first real finalized suit with foam, and it looked fantastic. So we're really excited about that. And then we kind of moved on to more just primarily Halo stuff.
I'm done.
You fell off the same spot that you did last time.
The guy's just so bouncy.
Yeah.
Here. How would you give it a try?
Oh Christ. No pressure. Oh yeah, we brought Chris's
the
lockbox, so it comes with this really cool controller. I also have mine.
Chief controller.
I think the Chief one looks better. I'm not knocking off oh my god, and I don't play on the same cam version that he does, so this is gonna be even worse. You forgot to change the camera.
Oh, that's right. I don't fly a plane when I drive a person.
I love to fly planes when I'm driving a person.
I like planes.
Well, I'm a Spartan, so I mean, I'm flying. I'm going.
I know, with those thrusters. But
do you not have thrusters in this map?
No.
Oh.
The second suit I made was actually all it was all kind of scratch built. It was just all just a lot of pictures, just drawing on the foam mats. It's funny because I didn't actually use my common sense as to draw it on paper first and then put it on foam. I was like, no, I don't want to cut out really anything, and I just drew it straight on the foam mats and just, yeah.
Yeah, Pepakura is quintessentially like very essential to your building. I mean, unless you, I mean, it's not required. If you want to do scratch building and like, I mean, stare at photos for hours, you can totally do it. It's not a problem. We know a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't want to use the files because it's not accurate enough, or I don't know how to unfold my files.
Like, it just depends on how you build things. Like this
Yeah,
lock helmet behind me, or behind her over there, was actually scratch built as well, because like there was no files at the time. I started building this earlier last year when I came back from a Phoenix Comic-Con, which was in about June last year. But why it's taking so long? It's just like I've just been putting it kind of on hold. It's not a rush thing. Yeah, that was at Phoenix.
That's ours at Phoenix Comic-Con. So that was my first build too. I did mine out of foam, so I was really lucky that I didn't really learn like most people do, where they learn like within a few months or years. I learned through Chris, so he was the one who taught me all his mistakes and all the things he learned, and then I kind of built mine with him.
Yep.
And it came out great. Right now we're working on lock, so we have lock, and we're also working on veil. We're really excited to go see our buddy Alpha. We met Alpha on Instagram, and his girlfriend Andromeda, same spot. We met them. His real name is David. Yeah, and there's drama. So they're gonna be doing Chief and Kelly. So it's gonna be a cool 2v2 kind of photo shoot. So we have Locke and Vale, who are the two like main stars. I know everyone likes Buck. No one really talks about Tanaka, but we're gonna be doing a 2v2 photo shoot with them. It's gonna be fantastic. In fact, we're like really looking forward to seeing all of our fire team members over there. We really want to thank Krista and Ben. They shared our posts on our official fire team page, and they've always been really nice to us. So we met them over there too. We were recruited during Phoenix to join their fire team, and it's been amazing. Everybody really helps each other out, and the community itself is really great.
Great builds. Such nice work. Love
yeah,
the
their photo shoot was fantastic. So I really want to thank them for that. It's a really good community to be in. When we're on Facebook and we talk to them, you know, I have questions because I'm generally new to the community. Chris is also, even though he's been building for a while, he hadn't really talked to other Spartans until recently.
Yeah,
but,
she does most of the talking.
Yeah, I talk. I'm so curious. I'm so curious on like all these people. Like they have so many different techniques, you know, stuff that we hadn't learned yet.
Oh yeah.
I know an issue. I'm also a part of a group, the Halo Ladies Spartans. It's run by Missy, and that's Christopher Works' wife. Christopher Works has also helped us out by giving us. Oh God, I died. Oh, and also the cool thing about this photo is the guy on the very right is Steve Downs.
That's the voice of Chief, and the lady on the very left is actually the voice of Cortana and Dr. Halsey, Jen Taylor. Yeah,
so we want to give a thanks to them because they really helped us out. You know, they reached out to us when Christopher found out that I was doing Veil. He had already had a unfolded file for her, and he was nice enough to reach out to me. Him and also Dylan. They reached out. They reached out and they offered if we wanted the file or not, because they saw that we were unfolding it ourselves. And so when they saw that, they went out and gave it to us. So it's like a good example of how helping these guys are.
Dylan did a fantastic job
unfolding
it.
Dylan Scott
Very
Martin.
Nice.
His video has been trending on the internet of him and his sister. I think it's teabagging. I don't know if it was a Deadpool or not, but we saw it, and I knew that's Spartan. Another cool thing about that community is that like if we see another person's work that's not mentioned, like their name isn't mentioned, we go ahead and tag them in it so they can get, you know, their proper due.
Oh yeah.
But like yeah, so I'm just really excited. Oh my God. Oh, coming for the booty.
Yep.
Well, let's try to show them a different one, a different thing.
Different map.
Yeah, a different map.
Oh,
on Halo Lady Spartans, it was really cool to talk to them because there's a lot of issues that like female Spartans have that I noticed that guys don't usually have. Like, I don't remember what her name was, but I remember there was a girl who brought up the issue of like, can you fit your boobs into your chest piece? Because a lot of females have bigger breasts, and like sometimes the armor doesn't really comply very well to it. So sometimes you have to scale it differently, and it's kind of annoying, but it's alright. We also talked to Keela. I talked to Keela about undersuits, and she really helped me out. She told me about Heat Out. Heat Out's a really good undersuit that she uses. It wicks away moisture, and that's something that's a really big issue when you're underneath all this armor. You're just sweating a lot. Her armor looks like amazing.
It does.
I loved her armor when I saw it, and I love the visor, the helmet. It looks so clean.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how she painted the legs, but I think those look great.
They do. I
think I'm gonna ask her that later because that looks awesome.
It does.
So, yeah.
The Halo Reach build. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I haven't got to her. And she did a fantastic job with this armor.
You could see her undersuit underneath, and it looks great.
And honestly,
I think she said it was a two-piece. Yeah, definitely. The reason why we're talking about like undersuits right now is we're also making a build for our boss. We have her Sarah Palmer helmet right behind us, and it's all lit up because she wanted it to be. We're talking about undersuit. She's wearing a one-piece suit. We're not sure if we want her to change maybe into a two-piece suit. Because another thing for not just females, but for every Spartan, is that you cannot use a bathroom at a con. There's like there's no way.
There's no way.
Because it's just like, you got to take off all your armor, and that takes forever to put on and off. So like when you're like at the con, and let's say you drink a little too much water, you're done. So we have our boss here. She's the one who's supposed to be doing our Sarah Palmer, Miss Peggy. This helmet only fits her, by the way. Can I just say, she's got a little tiny body. She's so small.
It's specially made just for her.
Yeah, so it looks great, and she's just going to model it for us. So we've tried to put her helmet on everybody's head in the shop. It barely fits mine if I really squeeze it in, and Chris cannot wear it for the life of him.
Because usually when I make helmets for people, it's like, if it fits my head, it fits anyone's head because my head's huge. But for his, it was a little difficult. Because I was like, oh, I can't even see. How could she see through the visor enough? And and so it was kind of a gamble. It was just like bringing it in the shop. If she could see through it, she'll tell me. Also, for the visor, a lot of people are wondering. I had to like just
we posted a video earlier. It might not have been clear enough to how we did the visor, but so Chris used a double visor technique. So that's how she's able to see through it without y'all seeing to her. So thank you, Peggy, for modeling real quick.
Thank you for my cosplay.
Yeah. All right, so Chris is he's gonna explain how the visor lighting technique works and like how he built it and what he did. Yeah.
There you go. Can you start it?
Yeah.
You should start it. All right, because I had to search just everywhere to find a technique for this, and I found a technique after looking through everything. On a page on Facebook called Rancid Props. He does some great lighting. Also, name doesn't come to me at the moment, but I messaged him about it, and he basically
Griffin?
It was
JJ?
Yeah, it was JJ.
JJ Griffin.
Yes.
So you learn all the names of these people.
Yep.
It sticks to you. It really does. It's a lot of people.
He basically confirmed what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know how the light's gonna. How it's all blue at the moment. I don't know how it's going to cover it, but the visor, the tint itself is actually, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
Amber.
It's actually amber, just like Chief's visor back here. However, to make it blue, I actually put a blue netting over it to attract the blue light more, and I just put blue lights above it, and it covers it. And it cuts through the light.
The netting was bought at Walmart. It's white, first of all. It comes white.
It comes white, but I spray painted it teal, and you can actually see out of it a lot clearer because before it was a blue visor behind here, and with the blue light, it was a disaster. It was just you couldn't see nothing, of course, because blue attracts blue naturally. Yeah, like she said, this was bought at Walmart. Like the netting was actually bought at Walmart. It was a laundry netting. It was like a laundry bag that you can get. It was like what, like $2-3? Yeah, $2-3. It was a huge bag.
That's what helps diffuse light over. I've seen a lot of Spartans who don't use netting, and they kind of just put the LEDs around it, and it can work. It just doesn't diffuse properly, and it doesn't light up the entire visor like people want it to. So that's what people have been asking us, and so that's how that works. So
it also helps that the whole hexagons on the visor to like make it more accurate. Like, I mean, it takes care of that.
Oh my God, every Spartan knows those hexagons on. Ooh! The hexagons on the visors, or even on the undersuits, are like, it's like the hardest thing that we can't figure out. They don't really sell stencils for it, and it's just a honeycomb shape.
Yep.
It's not that difficult, but for some reason, none of us can really find it.
Like, was it for this chief helmet? It was a pain. It was the worst. I actually drew like hexagons on masking tape and just put it on there one by one.
The hard way.
Oh, yeah. And it took a few days actually, just like that part, just because it was a whole big sheet of plastic that I had to put like these little hexagon stickers on.
Oh, I did it!
You.
I didn't do it.
You fell right back off.
I know.
But why
I didn't grapple.
Wipe out.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is a really cool Forge map. I really dig Forge. When I first saw it released, I was like really upset that it was really complicated and I couldn't figure it out at first.
I believe this is by a guy named Unsorted Guy.
Yeah, but if you could see, like, look how fantastic that looks. This looks just like an actual Wipeout map.
It actually does.
It looks great. Oh yeah, there's like 8 checkpoints, or I'm sorry, 6. Yeah, so there's like 6 checkpoints. Chris and I have tried going through here before, and I don't even think we finished it. It's hard. There's one specific part we spend like a good hour and a half on, because you have to jump and boost like on point, and if you don't, I mean, you won't make it. There's no way. I forget what else we were supposed to talk about.
Visors.
Oh my God.
Also for the visors, one thing I didn't mention, it actually has 2 pieces of plastic. Like the 2, like there's a base layer that you put all the tints on and the netting on, and then there's another one in front of it, and that helps keep the light inside, or else like the light would just shine out and just like, I know it's just a clear piece of plastic just keeping it in, but it actually
makes the biggest difference.
It makes a
when
big
you wear
difference.
it. Yeah.
It helps contain it.
A lot of we mentioned we got this idea from Rancid Props, and we also had JJ Griffin help us out. But you in the community, you tend to look up to people when you see someone's work and you see how they work. You just really admire them. Someone that Chris had always admired before he really got into the community in general is so it's gonna be like Jim McCrea, Steve. They're from Stony Props. Stony Props is amazing. Anybody who's in the community, they know Stony Props is amazing. Even people who aren't into the community have seen their work at some point.
Like Steve's Hayabusa build, it was a white suit of armor from Halo 3.
Didn't he do like the Mountain Dew one too?
Yeah, he did the Mountain Dew one too, and that was like done in it was just a really short amount of time. I was so impressed for how nice it was.
Yeah, it's very clean.
It was very, very clean.
I don't know how
also,
to do this. Oh my God, it spins.
Jim's Chief back in like 2012.
I got a checkpoint.
I was so impressed by his work, especially since it was all scratch built, I believe it was.
Yeah, I think it was. He's working on a lock helmet. Well, he finished his lock helmet as well, and you've been looking at that
Etsy
one
right now, and it is.
He sells his visors, and like we're so tempted to buy his visors because they look fantastic. His tints, yeah, Stony Props is like a huge like influence amongst the community. Also Impact Props, they get their builds done quick, and they add some like really cool stuff in there, so that's impressive.
The on their last lock build, they had some jets come out. I
the CO2 canisters.
Yeah, the CO2 canisters with the LED lights.
So it looks like a thruster pack, and it works. I mean, so when they set it off, it just looks fantastic. They get their stuff done fast. I think that's what they're known for. They do their work before the files are released. A lot of people, they wait until the game files are released. Well, sorry, Quick Feet.
Ah! No! There were also people I looked to like on YouTube when I saw like their Halo Reach builds.
The name escapes us at this moment. Yeah.
Also, yeah, Impact Props and Jim McCrea.
Yeah, we had like the honor to meet Jim and Steve at GameStop, and I was shocked because I'd seen their work online, and when I heard that they were gonna be there, I saw them post about it. So I went ahead and I messaged Steve. I said, "Hey, is the Boomco Arena going to be there?" So it's 343's actual Boomco Arena. You get to go in and play with the Boomco weapons that are released. They're at Walmart, and I think they're at Target.
Yep.
Are they at Target?
Yeah, no, they're not at Target. Only
so you can go ahead and get like a Needler. You can get a Magnum. So we got to go in there and actually see them for the first time. It was fantastic.
So Jim, A. Griffin, is it okay if you pull up that picture again?
Yeah.
Because Jim is the guy on the far left.
Yes. And Steve is the one in the green shirt, and the guy on the very right, his name is Art Andrews. He's the guy who runs the 405th.
Yeah, I think he owns the 405th.
He owns the 405th.
Yeah, we were talking. we were talking to Jim and Steve at first, and then they were like, "There's someone way more important here than us." And we were like, "Who's more important than you guys?" He pulls over Art, and I don't recognize him at first.
Art
I've never
Andrews.
seen Art without his cosplays on, so I've never seen his face before. And they're like, "This is Art Andrews," and I was like, "That name, that sounds really familiar." And then he was like, "Oh, it's no big deal. I own the 405th." And so we died on the inside just a little bit because we didn't recognize him at first.
That's just a great place for all like the beginners to go to.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
like check out the 405th.com. Is it 405th or the 405th?
I think it's 405th.
Okay, it's 405th.
Yeah, the RPF is the
and
one that uses
that's
that.
where a lot of people post their progress pictures. Also, where you can get like Pepakura files. I go over there to look at some of the Pepakura files I get. And thank you, Art, for having a fantastic Halo, or having a site or like a community for people to
he
go
really
to.
keeps everything in check.
Oh,
and, you know, he really makes sure that everybody is working together. There's no animosity in it anymore. And just, you know, it's a really good community. So we're really thankful that we have something like that to go to. That's where a lot of Spartans meet each other too, is sites like that, social media. I mean, like, I've only been a part of this for like 2 years, and I've already, my friends list on Facebook is just popping. I have like double the friends now, and like half of them are Spartans now. So I mean, you know, there's a lot more than people think there would be. You know, once you start getting into something, you start realizing how many more people you get connected to, and it's really cool to like have everyone in it. You know, there's more fire teams than just ours.
Oh yeah.
You know, ours is just really big. I don't know who started Fire Team Phoenix. All I know is that as soon as they saw us at the con, they were like, "Hey, you should join us." I think the first ones we actually saw there were Ryan and Gray. I think they saw us from afar, like across like the room or so, and they just came over and stood next to us, and we were like, "Oh, there's more Spartans here." And so yeah, we saw them there on the left. That's gonna be Ryan Kraut. He does a mean Gypsy Danger.
Oh yeah, his gypsy
man.
was on point.
Yeah, and then on the right is Gray Olson. He's a fantastic photographer. You guys can check out, go on their Facebook. I know Gray has a bunch of stuff that he put up. He does cosplay photography for people, and I've seen it. It looks fantastic. But yeah, it was so random because we were kind of just there. You know, we saw Rusty Welch, who is known as Rosh Props. He does a really cool Emil.
Oh yeah.
We saw them the first day, but we weren't really dressed up.
Yeah, we weren't dressed up.
Yeah, we went the first day not dressed up because we just wanted to explore the con itself.
Which is huge, by the way.
Yeah, we recommend it. So then the next day when we did dress up, they weren't Rosh. We did not see Rosh. I don't know if he dressed up that day, but like I said,
he did.
I didn't see him.
Like we walked past them, they were in like a whole big group of Spartans.
I thought we weren't dressed up that day.
Yeah, we weren't. And then
no, that's what I mean. The next day when we were dressed up.
Oh,
we didn't see any of them. We only saw. Well, I didn't even see them. Like Gray and Ryan came out of nowhere and were standing next to us, because when you're like armor cosplaying, not just Halo, but any big armor, anything huge, you know, you get crowds of people who take photos of you. And the funny thing about that is just like, they don't give you a break. People don't know how long you've been standing there, so they just kind of go and ask you for a photo, but each person takes like, I don't know, 15 seconds. It just adds up. This is like a huge crowd. So all of a sudden our crowd got a little bit bigger, and we were like, I was a little confused on why. And then all of a sudden we see like 2 other Spartans like right next to us, and we're like, all right.
Oh.
So that's how we met them, and they were the one who informed us on Phoenix Fire Team. They're the one who invited us to join. They told us like to go on Facebook and add them, and it was just really nice and inviting. Something really unexpected, but something that led to so much more, to us meeting all these people. So we want to really thank them. We also met we met Alpha, who was David. You saw their photos earlier. Alpha and his girlfriend. His name is, we call him Alpha because that's how we know him. We met him on Instagram. I think he followed Chris.
Yep.
And he was just talking to Chris on Instagram. one day he saw that we had posted that we were going to Phoenix Comic Con, and he was just like, "Yo, I live in Phoenix."
His tag on Instagram is Alpha117.
Yeah.
And so
he's got
check
like
out his
8,000 followers.
Oh yeah, he
posts
posted
great
stuff.
Yeah, that's us at that was our first tag photo. We went on Phoenix Comic Con's like Facebook, or I'm sorry, the Instagram tags, and we like looked for like 20-40 minutes. We were like looking to see if anyone took pictures of us, and we found this one, and it looked fantastic.
It was one
and
of the first ones.
Yeah, I was so excited because I had never been. This is my first time cosplaying, so when I saw this, I got really excited. So this is gonna be like blown up in our house. It's gonna look huge and
also
fantastic.
Totally random, but looking at that picture totally reminded me of how when I built the Chief helmet and how I would like overcomplicate things in a way. By that I mean like, what's it called? Like I was like, how do I get this piece to look like that? How, like, and I was like, do I have to carve it out of foam? Yep, there's the progress picture. Like most of the pieces.
Look at that undersuit. Look at
that. That undersuit took forever. I had to spray hexagons on it, and I actually just used like an auto primer.
Yeah, I saw it.
It took like a good 3 days for that suit. I just put it on a mannequin and just sprayed it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. It was like these pieces here in the front. I was like, how do I get it like that?
It's like right on the mouth.
Yeah, right on the mouth. These 4 dots right here and the 4 pieces to the side of it. I was like, what? That's it's a neat detail, but how do I get it like that? Those are actually Lego pieces, believe it or not. I actually saw it on the 405th. That guy had used that, and I was like, those actually look fantastic. And so I tried it, and that's what I actually use on it. And the pieces to the side of it are actually Connects pieces as well. So basically, why I'm mentioning this is that anything can really add to it. Like just like
keep your eye out.
Just keep your eye out.
Yeah.
Just
nothing's off limits. I mean, cosplayers use some like real weird stuff. You know.
Yeah. Hey,
like
but
these,
if it looks good.
These are actually, I don't, if you're new to cosplaying and you don't know what we were talking about when we brought up foam, when we mean foam mats. They're called EVA foam mats.
EVA foam mats.
They're usually for like gym floors, you know. They're puzzle mats, so they fit together. They're like really nice and cushiony.
Over at Costco, you can buy like 8 of them for $12. I could not believe that because I usually go to like Harbor Freight Tools to buy them. There's like a pack of 4 for $9 or something like that.
Yeah, when they're on sale, they're like 7. And that's like a great deal in itself. So 4 pieces of foam for
I don't know why.
4 pieces of foam for like $7 is like a really good price. So like everyone always hops on that. There's not that many cosplayers in Vegas that use EVA foam, but I feel like they've been jumping on it lately. So every time we go, we don't really see it there anymore.
A lot of it's just more Warbler, isn't it?
Yeah. Warbler is something that it's mostly female. I don't see very many males use it. I'm sure you can. I mean, it's not like you can't. You can, but the good thing about Warbler is you heat it up, and like people use it for the breastplate because the boobs are a really hard part to contour around. They're so round, it's hard to do that for foam. Foam is like notorious for not being able to round out. It's really difficult. So people, they use Warbler, and I want to use Warbler, but it's not used for Spartan armor specifically because I asked this question before to the community, and the response I got was basically it didn't necessarily look bulky enough to be a Spartan. Spartan armor is supposed to be really big. You're supposed to look tough. That one is a little more feminine. You can make really nice designs. I don't know if you guys follow Jessica Negri. If you've seen her, almost every single one of her builds is made out of Warbler. So you can definitely see.
Why am I stuck? Why am I?
No, it's because it goes down. Hey, you won.
Yeah, negative 20 points. It's my KD. Yeah.
So like foaming for us is like for Spartan build specifically, foam is what you're gonna need to use, not Warbler. You can use it. It might not look right. I haven't seen a fully built Warbler armor. That's probably because it's a little harder to work with the Pepakura files. But if you can do it, tell me how it works because I want to see. I want to know how you did it.
I heard it's like foam. You put the Warbler on the foam and then
I don't
like.
know what's going on.
I don't know. I just stick to this EVA foam.
Yeah, EVA. So we went to Costco and we saw it. Well, I saw it on Instagram. Someone had shared it. Someone had shared that she saw it. She didn't use like EVA. She used Warbler, but she was like, I know people out there use foam, so I don't know if this is cheap or not. And like I remember, I just wrote like all caps, heavy breathing. I was like, thank you. We're going to Costco now. And she was like, oh, okay. And then we went, and that was like the first thing you went to.
Oh yeah.
He like beelined
I was
it
there.
over. Yeah, we picked it up immediately. I don't know if you ever see our garage. Well, in our garage, there's like stacks of foam.
Oh yeah.
Stacks and stacks of foam. Like, we're good to go for the next like 2-3 builds. Hopefully, because I really don't want to do another foam run. Because like looking out for sales is hard for any cosplayer, and I'm not talking about just like foam. I'm talking about like visors, lights, anything.
Oh yeah.
Anything can be really
Walmart
expensive.
and Costco. Awesome.
We got our lights. We got our lights for steel. They were at
They were at Target. They were actually these like birthday lights. They had these little like balloon casings on them.
Yeah.
And it said like "Happy Birthday" on it. However, I just took those off because I was like, I just want the LEDs. They were only like $3. That's why I actually used to light these two up.
Yeah, we bought so many of those.
I just spent a day. I remember just taking off all those casings so I can have them ready. And I have probably about 15 sets of those lights so they can light up suits pretty well. And it's a huge string too.
What do you guys use for the batteries?
AA.
Double A's or triple A's or double A's?
Double A.
Yeah. So like we said before, you'll just look out for stuff you might not know you need, but you will use it. Not only that, but you deconstruct things that you see. So like he said earlier, there are like little party balloons on it. It said like "Happy Birthday" or something. He knew he can snip those off and just take those LED lights. So that's what he did. So just be crafty. Just deconstruct things when you see it. You can use almost anything. It really helps a lot.
Do you want to talk about like how we put the foam together? Because this has been like the biggest question. How you put the seams together, how you get rid of the seam
There
lines.
are so many techniques, and all of them work, except for low temp hot glue. Don't touch that stuff.
That's actually what I used for the Chief build, and in Phoenix, it held up pretty well, but that low temp hot glue, it gave away. Eventually, it gives away. I use high temp and barge. I learned that from was it
SKS.
SKS props that I met also in
for
Phoenix.
SKS
Oh
when we
yeah,
met him.
oh yeah, his work is top notch.
So like we say, don't use low temp.
If
you live in like California or somewhere that's like cool all the time, and you know you don't have to worry about the weather getting too hot, yeah, you can use it, but I don't recommend it. It's the same price as high temp. You might as well just use high temp. Just splurge on a high temp glue gun and then get the high temp paint or glue.
Also, plastic dipping is also very important, which is like why I brought the lock helmet, is because that's actually where it's at right now. It's like in the middle stage, just right before painting.
So this is not painted Locks colors. It kind of looks like it could be, but it's not.
I guess. It is also scratch built. Took forever. It's like in the middle stage. It's where it's plastic dipped, the whole thing.
Yeah, that stage is like you cannot skip that because
It's actually what I did for my whole suit was actually, it wasn't plastic dipped. But
yeah, same with my suit. And in the Phoenix and Vegas are the two hottest cities in the U.S. So, which is why we're telling you our experience with it. We used low temp. It was a huge mistake. We did not plastic dip. Huge mistake. When I came back from Phoenix, we opened up we popped up the trunk of the car, pulled out my suit.
This is it with the visor off.
It was just melted. It melted. My pieces were falling apart. My helmet was just like in shatters. It looked terrible. We had to fix it. It's fixed now. I haven't worn it since then. So if you want to avoid your seam lines coming apart, your pieces coming apart, just go ahead, splurge on a high temp glue gun.
Or barge.
Yeah.
But it's highly toxic.
Barge, we say glue because it's cheaper, and we're like poor college students, so that's what we use.
So all of these builds are just like just as cheap as I could possibly get the things. That's
They're about they can range from, if you're cheap, really cheap, you've got the materials and you don't have to buy anything besides paint and like, you know, plastic dip, it's probably like lowest could be like 100 bucks, you know, with foam mat, like, you know, if you're still buying foam mats and stuff. The highest it can go to like, I don't even know. It just depends. People use dragon skin. That stuff is expensive. Smooth on products. Yeah, smooth on. Look at this opening scene.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
What?
So we basically yeah. So the prices can vary because of the just different like materials. They just cost different amounts of money basically. You can use Barge, which is what SKS Chris said earlier. SKS told us about Barge. I don't know why we hadn't heard of it earlier before him telling us, but Barge. He told us something and I can't ever forget it. It's like engraved into my brain forever. And so he said that when you use Barge, which is a contact cement, your foam will rip before your seam lines ever do. And so heat is no problem. Heat won't be a problem. Your foam will warp and stuff, but your seam lines won't.
Yep.
So yeah, the only reason why we haven't used it is because it smells so strong.
It smells like gasoline.
Yeah, you need to be outdoors to use it. Otherwise, the whole room you're gonna be in is gonna smell like it. You better be wearing a mask. Like I said, be safe. And so yeah, you can use that. We've been trying to use something to keep it a little stronger for our seam lines. Not only using high temp hot glue, we've also been using super glue. So some people just use super glue, by the way. They don't use hot glue. We use hot glue because it's forgiving. You can attach the piece and move it around if you don't like the way it's sitting. If the only problem with that, it takes forever to dry. But I mean, that's just something you gotta live with. But we've been using super glue for just the seam line itself. So we use it for the very, very edge. So if you see a foam mat, I have a piece of foam here. If you see the foam here, so that's how thick the foam comes, EVA foam. We'll only put the super glue on the half top part of it. So where this top part will show, just put the super glue along this top part. Go ahead and put your seam lines as close together as possible. Let it dry. It dries really quick, so you gotta be really fast. It's also a really good way to maybe train yourself if you're moving to look to Barge, like later, you're like thinking about it. Try hot glue or super glue first, just to train yourself to make sure that your seam lines can be straight enough, just to sharpen your skills.
For the first two suits, when I here, would you like to play as Lack?
Lack?
This is actually the piece she's showing. It was actually a shoulder that I haven't actually posted yet. It was a scratch-built lock shoulder. It looked simple enough, so I was like, why not? Let's throw it together. And so I have two of them here actually, for each shoulder. When my first two builds, I just use hot glue strictly, and I just like put it together. However, when I bent the seams, you could see that there was like a gap there, and then the hot glue. So there was like an empty area right there. So now what I do is actually I get super glue, and I actually go over the edge of the seam first, then put them together to like cover that gap kind of, and then I hot glue it at the back, which is a lot better.
It's been keeping it together.
It's been keeping it together a lot better. Also, a thing I also found out was masking tape. So how, like before, I would just have to like sit there and wait for the pieces to dry, and it would like take a good like 5 minutes for it to dry. And I was like, I don't have time for this, because like through my builds, waiting for glue to dry has been like, it was like half the build.
Yeah.
And so what I would do, what I do now, at least with the masking tape, is I call them my third hands. Second pair of hands, my third hand, or my second pair of hands, is I actually...
Much different than your third leg. I'm sorry.
Also, what I do is I glue together, and then I put masking tape over it to hold it. And so I put the piece down, and I work on something else. It actually cuts the time in half a lot.
It does.
Easier. That or I tried different things for what's it called, cooling it down, but just I guess waiting is like the best thing.
Is the hardest thing, but I mean, at least it gets done.
It does get, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I know like I try to like stray away from hot glue because like what SK has told me, but I just.
We'll work on Barge when we get our own like nice ventilated area. Another safety thing that we've been hearing that I want to address to make sure that everyone who's armor building, not just for Spartans but for anything in general, if you're using a heat gun for EVA foam, which is what you use very often to get your shape right, you need to heat up your foam and shape it.
Then you shape it. It also it helps a lot with these bends, like right here. Like Block had a lot of bends, so I had to heat it up and bend it. Makes it a lot smoother than just trying to bend it by itself. it's actually the fumes that come off of the foam after you heat it up are actually very toxic. There was actually a builder who would heat up the foam. It was in his house, so he thought
It was a
nothing of it.
female.
It was a female.
Yeah, she was building something.
She was building something out of UVA foam, heating it up like normal. However, it turns out her bird died.
Yeah, her birds had died.
Her birds
like
had died from the
shortly after
fumes.
she used it. So she just assumed that it goes hand in hand with when you heat up the foam, you can smell something. You know, it's not very strong. It's strong enough for you to smell and know that something's going on with the foam. So what we're really just trying to get to is just that if you're gonna be heating up foam, we're not really sure. We're not scientists. You know, we haven't tested this. Just make sure you have like some sort of mask, or at least if you're in your room or something, please keep your windows open.
Please like keep it ventilated really well, because like I mean, though it can kill the bird in like a few minutes, few hours.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
said her bird was fine, chirping. But apparently, yeah, I read the article, and she said after she had done an extensive foam heating, she just noticed that her bird wasn't doing so well, and then it passed away. And so,
I mean, I know we're bigger beings than birds, but I mean, eventually it'll catch up to
Yeah.
you. So just like from the start, just like please be safe. Like ventilate your areas.
I remember we made a joke with Do you remember we made that joke with Alpha where we were talking about the smell of foam itself?
It's addicting a little bit.
It's addicting. It smells clean. I'm not saying that we're addicts.
No.
I'm just saying that you Dremel a lot. That's also a thing that you do that Chris is trying to like make me trust more. I don't like to Dremel. I'd rather just make my folds on my own, but sometimes you have to get away with cleaning up your seam lines and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's like we made a joke that there is I didn't know how to light rifle. It's when you Dremel it, you get like this foam dust all over you, and it's like a big pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
Because it's everywhere.
It gets everywhere.
We made a joke with Alpha. I remember he was talking about how like he should just sell that itself because he knows cosplayers are addicted to that. I don't know why. Like it just smells like the first time I ever went to Chris's house and I went to his room, I was like, oh, your room just smells like foam.
It's all I have in there. It's foam. My bed is foam. My furniture is foam.
Yeah, he just makes everything.
My house is foam.
That's the cosplay life. You just make everything you own.
Chris is also foam.
Yeah, Chris
I'm
is foam.
I'm living foam.
He made me. I'm foam.
I mean,
I'm just an AI.
I'm just foam with life fibers.
Oh, that Kill la Kill reference.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot what I was doing right now.
Oh, you're just
Crawlers are really annoying in this game.
killing Prometheans.
So, Griffin, we know that you play Destiny, and I wanted to ask you, you don't like thralls, do you?
No.
Do you hate them?
I don't hate them. It's more like unnecessary fodder enemies.
Do you want to see something that literally is Halo 5's right here? See these little guys?
These little
These
bastards.
are our thralls.
Yep.
One shot to kill them. However,
They swarm you.
there's so many all the
The
time.
good old ammo wasters.
Oh
yes, there you go. I mean, yeah, one bullet, but do I really want to spend that bullet on it? No. No, I
That's
don't.
one less bullet you have for a boss fight later.
And then it takes
Or
like
these stupid soldiers.
in like Warzone Firefight, which recently is the beta's out at the moment.
Oh, it's
They take forever to kill the soldiers.
Oh my god.
It's
Die.
it's difficult. But
It's fun. The online for Halo 5 is like addicting.
It is.
You're in it.
It's the grind to get that legendary piece of armor, or or whatever armor you want. I'm still like trying to get. I'm like level 60. Haven't gotten really too much legendaries yet.
He's been grinding this game like. Oh, there's an assassin.
Assassination. Anyways, back to foam building. Why are we here?
We're here because of this game.
Yeah, we're here because of this
game.
game, Halo solely. We're here because of Halo.
The franchise is fantastic. I mean,
Thanks,
why wouldn't it be?
Thank you, 343. You guys are awesome. Anyways, but for foam building, something I got reminded of by looking at Locke's helmet is actually how it has all these details on. A lot of people tell me like that there are a lot of details on the Locke helmet, and it's actually what foaming I learned like throughout the years. What it really comes down to, it's just, for me personally, it's all about layering. Just lots of layers. all these like oh god, it's like over there. It's okay if you hand me the helmet, please. Thank you. All of these, like all these like pieces and bits right here, like this part right here, it's thin foam. This whole back is actually thin foam, like from this very top part right here to the very back bottom. That's actually thin foam. What I did was actually I used like one of those spray adhesives. I sprayed it on the helmet. I sprayed it over the thin foam as well, and I heated it up to the point where it was like almost. It was very.
Tacky.
It was pretty tacky also. It was very flexible, very stretchy. And so basically what I did is I stretched the thin foam all the way to the back of the helmet, like, and I made it around. I'm so happy it came out pretty nice because I also did the same for the Chief helmet. However, at the back right here, there's like, you can see those two lines by that circle piece right there. I couldn't quite stretch it like Locks. I was like, I didn't know how much the foam could take. And so basically I could make a cut right there.
Experiment with your materials.
Yep. However, I just like went for it and I just stretched it all out, and that whole piece right here is thin foam. And it also helps cover seam lines. That's how I get my work to be as smooth as I possibly can, because like I'm not the best seamstress.
His seams are they can be sloppy. It just depends how frustrated he is. Also, don't build while you're angry. I learned that this week.
No,
don't do that.
Don't build while you're angry. You overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
Her seams are cleaner than mine, and she just started this. Good job.
Thank you.
Fantastic. However, my seams, I'm just like, okay, and then like.
Take your time.
So
just take your
there's
time.
actually, for these details right here, these are actually foam that's been layered. However, on his helmet, it's like smooth. You don't see that dent. So basically, thin foam, I like kind of heated it up and I just kind of pushed it down into it, and it made those like these curves here at the back. But you can't see the seam lines because it's underneath this big piece of foam.
So take your time. Take your time with your seam.
Thank you, Griffin.
Griffin.
You're so nice.
Yeah, just take your time for building. And that's for any cosplay. That's if you're sewing, if you're doing whatever you're doing. Just take your time.
Take your time.
There's a thing, all cosplayers, not armor, seaming armor, just like people who sew in general. I know there's a thing, so it's like, oh, my convention's like 3 months away. I got plenty of time. I can make this in 3 months, no problem. The first 2 months, I don't know what you're doing. You just mess around. And then the last month, you're like, oh my god, I only have 4 weeks to do this, and I totally procrastinated. Try not to do that for this. Don't do that for armor, because that really affects your seam lines. Your seam lines get noticed more than you do when you're sewing. You know? Your seam lines show. Very much so. So, I mean, just take your time. I mean, we failed at it. I mean, we've got we're working on 3 armors.
3 pieces, I mean 3 suits of armor.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be done by like the beginning of June, and
we're getting it done for Phoenix Comic Con.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll see y'all there.
For Phoenix.
I know we got Phoenix Fire Team members watching. We'll keep trying to update. Which just, you know, we have work and school. So we're doing the Palmer commission build over there. For our boss, we're gonna be debuting it here. He's doing his lock. I'm doing my veil.
Lock.
So we've just been like, we've been juggling all 3. We don't want to finish one first. Ooh, that elite got sniped like cat.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, I forgot to see.
Too soon. 7 years too soon.
Oh no, it's fine.
Or 6 years too soon.
Veil didn't have to shoot him like 4 times. She could have just tossed him over since she did already. Just saying. So yeah, just we've just been working on a lot. So my veil is like, my chest is partially done and my helmet is partially done. I'm redoing some stuff.
And you can see all of the progress on the Quantum Calamity page on Facebook, or follow me, Quantum Calamity, on Instagram, and hers is SuperNovaSonya as well. I changed my name because a lot of people were actually thinking that she was the one who was making all the armor. Babu Ladu is actually how you say it, not Babu Ladu. I get that a lot online.
Ladu.
Babu Ladu.
Babu Ladu.
Babu
Ladu.
Yeah, baboon residue. I got that once.
Are you serious?
Yes, I got that once. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna change it. And
so he changed to Quantum. He's gonna be that from now on.
It's Quantum Calamity.
Yeah.
That's it. No, I'm not gonna change it from there because, like, I mean, I hope that's a masculine enough name to like.
We I don't post that many progress photos, and I know a lot of people have this problem, and it's like a really annoying thing that happens in the community a lot for some reason. If you post a photo and it's not 100% finished, or there's 1 or 2 things off, people will offer their there's Palmer, there's our boss.
Yep.
People offer their
Both
advice
in-game
to
and
you
out-game.
that's not I remember one time I posted a photo of something. I think it was the visor lighting for lock, and we had said we were testing some things out, not done yet, really excited, something along those lines, and had someone drilled us.
That's not accurate.
They were drilling us that it wasn't accurate, that's not the right colors, and we were like, it's not painted yet. Nothing's finished. We just wanted to show you guys something. So, just
Hush,
personal
child. Hush.
service announcement. Just please read the caption. Don't, it's really stressful enough to be working on something that you don't have files for and things like that. So, when you hassle cosplayers like that, it stresses them out a little bit. Wait until their final product is released, and even if you don't like it, or even if you see something that's wrong with it, don't say anything mean. Don't say mean things.
Be nice and
Just
wait
be
for the
nice.
ending.
If you want to talk trash, say it in your brain. You don't have to put it online. These people work hard. These cosplays take hours.
If you want to
lots
talk
of money.
trash, tell it to the trash can. That's why it's there for.
Yeah. Lately we just see a lot of just like criticism coming from people. We also see people hashing on each other's cosplays and
But
stuff. Everyone has different skill levels.
Advice is also it's not criticism. Advice, like, I mean, oh, you're doing this, like, you should try this. Like, I mean, that's totally welcome, by the way.
Yeah. It's
Constructive
more of
criticism.
like,
Yes, constructive.
just don't be like, that looks like trash, man. You should just scrap that.
You know
all.
what? That looks like a steaming pile of poop.
Yeah, it's not good. Also surround yourself with people who are positive. Someone's talking trash, just block them.
Block them. Hit him with that dab.
Don't let them come to mind anymore.
Yep.
Blue team's cinematic opening, not as epic as
Fire Team
Osiris.
Still epic, though.
Still good.
Has a little humor in it.
I just
letting
thought it
those
was funny
elites fly
when
out
they
the
come
airlock.
in. Yeah, when they come in like this, I think it looks funny.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna, I can't remember. I don't know the name of the cosplayer, and I really want to find out. I'll probably find out afterwards and give him a post and tag him on it. But there is a guy who made an elite cosplay, and it looks amazing. I remember I saw a picture of Mini Chief. Mini Chief's really big on the internet. He's just like, that's, I think his name is Steven Wynn. Or Mike Wynn. There's a lot of wins on my Facebook friends list, but winning. He is a kid, Mini Chief. That's what they call him. He's got a little Master Chief.
Is Mike Wynn
outfit.
his dad?
I think it's Mike Wynn.
Is that his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his dad.
He's the one who makes it. He had a photo of Mini Chief with an Arbiter, and it looks so good. It looks amazing. The legs look great. The mouth. I also saw a Promethean Knight once.
A Promethean Knight.
Did you see that one, or was it?
I think it was the Didact.
Was it Didact?
It was the Didact. I have never seen a Promethean. I'm waiting. Although
I think I've seen someone either building a Promethean Knight head or something. I remember it wasn't
The
a full
Photis
suit.
helmet?
It wasn't a full suit.
The Photis helmet. What? Promethean Knight head?
Oh my god.
If you chop off the horn, it
close-
looks like a Promethean Knight.
It really does. The armor, I noticed so a lot of people have their favorites for armor. So there's there's quite a few Halo games. All the armor is different for every single one. Grunts are the best thing in this game. I hope they never get rid of the grunts. I
They're
forgot what
the
else.
comedic relief.
I thought Cortana dying was comedic relief.
Wow, savage.
I know. She's not dead. If anyone's played,
Damn.
she's alive. It's all right. Not too soon.
She's
It never
alive
happened.
but evil. It's okay.
She's not evil. She just loves Chief.
She just loves Chief so much to the extinction, to the point where she'll drive humanity to extinction. It's okay.
Yeah. But what I was saying is the armor for every game is really different. So each one, we're really thankful for our builds that we don't have space diapers anymore.
Thank God.
Everybody
oh my
knows
God.
what that means. So space diapers in Halo, the first few Halo games, if you're a cosplayer, you know that there's a really uncomfortable diaper you had to make. You literally had to put it on like a diaper, or have it clip on the sides and stuff. It's
Admittedly,
just uncomfortable to walk
I
around
think it's
in.
hilarious to walk around it, but if you're just in your house and you're just trying it on, after you built it, you're trying it on your space diaper and you have no other piece of armor on, I think it's hilarious to walk around in because you're just waddling around in a huge foam diaper. However, With the rest of the suit on, not so funny. It gets like very
Uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yes.
Yeah, so it's cool now that
It's hard to sit.
they remove that, so it's just like a free floating crotch piece that they have on.
Which
So that's really cool.
which I used for my last chief suit for that piece. I noticed that these pieces are flexible. I use neoprene. I know like a lot of people are like, don't use neoprene. You gotta use the thin foam. That's where it's at. I'm like, the neoprene I use, it's not just neoprene. It's with those exercising belts. It's like they're like $5 at Walmart. What I do, they're like the lose weight. You gotta squeeze your tum tum. Basically, it's neoprene with a cloth back, so it has a little reinforcement behind it. If it rips, the cloth will still.
Don't listen to the naysayers because we've tried this out and it works.
Oh yeah, and that's
so
what
that's our advice to you.
That's what all my soft pieces are. Griffin, is it okay if you pull up the Sin's photo shoot
Yeah,
picture?
Sin's photo shoot.
If that is all right.
Of course.
Yep, there it is.
So you can see if you look at his crotch. That's the best
Like the
example.
crotch, that's neoprene.
The
Very
inner thigh,
nice. Yeah,
inner thighs.
I could close, like I could just like squeeze my legs together and it wouldn't warp it out. It just kind of moves with it.
Man, you guys should have seen him in this suit. He was running and
I
just
could
like
fully sprint in this suit thanks to like the
Forrest
neoprene.
Gump would have been jealous.
Yeah.
He was running.
I was running. Also, those hexagon parts on my thighs, just like where my hip is, EVA foam is at the top where it's like that arch, and then that part with the hexagons on it, that's also neoprene. Because it allows me to lift my leg up all the way, and it flexes with me, and that neoprene actually holds up pretty well with
Yeah,
that cloth
it does.
backing. Like there might be a little like rips here and there. However, it just depends on how rough you are with it.
My favorite thing about rips and tears or messed up foam is battle damage.
Oh, what?
That's what every cosplayer says.
What? Oh, crap.
That's
I
why
cut
you
this
don't
wrong.
you don't see very many very clean Spartans. You do. I mean, they're there, but we like to battle damage ours to make it a little more game accurate. Also because we mess up on our seams and stuff, and it's a good way to
battle
cover it
damage.
up.
Oh, I messed up on the seam. It's battle damage.
So if you don't have the greatest foam work, you know, if you don't have the greatest painting skills or whatever,
I know it's
try
frowned
battle
upon.
damaging it.
It is frowned upon. I hear like, I mean, instead of doing that, you can do that. I'm like, but when you're getting ready for a con and you have so much time, there's only so much you can do. You can't like just like put like some calking on it or something like that. Just I don't know, call it battle damage.
Where am I
guess.
going?
But I mean, if you're anal enough to like, oh, I cannot. I mean, calking I guess fills it in. Hot glue, super glue tries to close it.
There's when you start building, you start learning that maybe everything can't be perfect. You gotta let some things go. That's
Oh,
also
yeah.
a big deal because we've seen specifically you've seen a lot of
Flying a
people
plane.
who they'll be starting off like Pepakura files with cardstock, which is when you do fiberglass. We talked about fiberglass earlier. People will try to make it as accurate as possible, as clean, as proportioned, and just like as close as they can to
You
perfect.
can aim in with a sword. That's fantastic.
I don't know what you're doing, but
Can you snipe
But,
someone and throw it at someone?
Quick scope.
Quick
Bam.
scope sword.
Bam. Clench my fist. You're dead.
so
Ugh.
yeah, they a lot of people will start trying to make it as perfect as possible, and they get frustrated, and then sometimes when things don't go your way, it just you quit. You
Okay.
stop building. Like I've seen people do it. They post like all these cool progress photos and you're like, oh wow, and you follow these people for a while, then you notice they stop posting, and then you wonder where they went, and you always wonder, did they ever finish? I don't see them anymore. You see it a lot on the 405th. I've seen you followed a lot of people whose work looks super good at first, and then they just stop
That's
posting.
also
they just quit their project.
That's also why I moved from Pepakura to foam, is because a lot of
faster.
people would be like doing this completely game accurate, super detailed, and they would like go into the tiniest details with Pepakura. However, when you use Bondo and fiberglass, it's just going to cover it up anyways, because Bondo is that paste that just covers up the whole like thing. So that
Yeah, so
little
just-
penny-sized detail that you did, it's going to be covered, and no one's going to really see it because it's
I
under
mean,
all
we're
that
not
Bondo.
saying that super perfect game accurate things aren't achievable, because they are.
Oh, they
it's
are.
just unless you've got like a year or so to make this build and you're spending at least 4 to 5 hours on it every single night and really making sure you got the right references and things like that, you know, just let some things go. Let some details go.
Oh, yeah.
The only person who really is going to notice is you.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to say that because I feel bad seeing all these people who want to get into this. They try it. They're like, yeah, I want my build to be great.
And
but
then they get discouraged.
They get discouraged because they feel like they're not doing it fast enough, or maybe they missed the deadline that they were hoping for. Give yourself some leeway, you know. Don't be so harsh on yourself and your builds. Everyone starts out somewhere. I mean, you guys saw Chris's very first build. That was fiberglass.
I mean, if I can do it,
embarrassed by it. It looks great.
If I can do it, and if I can get from there to where I am, from like a basically what looks like my armor was made of Play-Doh, to these helmets, don't give up. You can just keep going.
Prime
you can
example,
do it.
right here.
Practice makes
this
perfect.
Guy. Yeah, you don't get good unless you don't get good.
Oh,
you don't get
good.
better unless you keep trying.
I thought that you were just saying you don't get good.
No, I mean
unless you get good.
Get good.
Get good.
No, it's just, you know, just keep at it. You know, there's a lot of people. When you're a newbie, don't expect to be the best person ever. You know, you don't play basketball and assume that you can go ahead and beat Kobe Bryant in a one-on-one. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
I know. We all want to be the very best. That no one ever was.
Ball is life. So yeah, just keep at it. And you know, I'm really glad because we see these people now, and you, like I said, when you're in the community, you get to know everyone. It's a really cool feeling to know that there's so many people who are involved with this. You have so many people you can talk to, and you know, I really enjoy seeing like new up and coming people like myself and seeing our own progress and talking to each other. Also, like talking to the veterans who've been in this for a really long time. They're so open to helping everyone because they know they've been through it as well. They know what it's like to, you know, start off and maybe you're not as happy with your first build, but you know, you get better. And so we really want to thank all those guys who really take the time to help out newbies, because you hear the same questions every single day. What is it made out of? What paint do you use? How did you do this? And you know, you guys take the time to answer, so we really appreciate that. Like I said, we mentioned before, Christopher Works came to us and told us about how he had a file for Veil. We didn't even know it existed. It was under wraps because he was doing a commission build. So, like we said, Dylan Scott, I forget his last name, Martin. Dylan Scott Martin was the one who unfolded it. Christopher Works was the one who had it. And he went ahead and asked his client, is it okay if we share it with them? We know they're going to be building too. And I think it was Christina Hernandez is the one who's it's being built for. And apparently she gave him the go because we got that file like 2 days later. And we were so thankful. We've been using it ever since. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's really cool. You can find files anywhere. And if you really just ask someone, most of the time, you know, this commission builds, you got to pay them if you want something.
Fantastic place.
Yeah, you just go on 405th and they have them there. It's free.
Yep, 405th. I was about to say.
Most of the time.
In the file archive in the 405th, they have even non-Halo stuff. They do have non-Halo stuff, but all of their files are there. All of them are there.
Yeah.
So like
most of them.
A lot of the Halo ones are there, like Halo Reaches, but there's still Halo 5 is still in the works because I mean it just came out.
If you request, just ask around. Like I said, there's hidden files that people haven't released to the public yet because they want to use it first. Like I said, Dylan Scott Martin did it, and then he offered it to us, and it was fantastic. So, so yeah, we want to thank you guys for really helping us out all the time, and we just want to make sure that you guys know that you're all appreciated. That everyone here, you know, if you're a newbie at it, just keep trying. You're gonna get better.
Find your hype.
Yeah, find it. Find your inspiration.
Basically, how I drive myself through these like builds is like I get hype for like the Master Chief build. I would just watch the Halo cutscenes, get hype, be like, that is what I'm going to be wearing. That's what I'm going to look like.
People, you know, they will encourage you. You know, like I said, when we talked to Jim, we talked to Steve. He was saying. They were saying how great Chris's build was and how great my build was, even though I just started.
And to hear that,
it really helps, you know, get into the community, talk to more people.
And to hear that from people I looked up to, their builds were phenomenal. I looked at their stuff for I actually used Jim's helmet as a reference for my lock helmet, along with other references as well. Find references a lot. That's also a big thing.
So that's probably what we're going to be wrapping up on today. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We also want to thank everyone who's ever helped us out, everyone from Halo Fire Team Phoenix. We really appreciate you guys joining us and bringing us into your guys' family. The whole entire community, everyone who's ever helped us, and we want to extend that to everyone else too. If we ever learn anything, we want to help you guys out. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram. My Facebook is Sonya Hazel. His is Chris Fowler.
I know there's a lot of them out there, but
yeah. Our Instagram is at SuperNovaSonya, and his is at Quantum Calamity. You can also follow his Facebook page at Quantum Calamity Cosplay. We'll talk to you guys. We try to answer as many questions as we can. We link you guys files, so please join us for then. This is a super huge spoiler if you haven't played the game yet.
And so for constructive criticism and all the help that anyone has ever given me, thank you guys for all of your help.
Also, just be nice. Don't be mean to anyone.
So far, I haven't met any buttheads, but I don't know.
just keep your mean comments to yourself if you're one of those people. You know, don't bring these people down. So, like we said, we're gonna wrap it up now. So thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys.
We hope to do this a few more times, and we're gonna go ahead and next time this happens, I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys ask us questions. So that way we'll have a list here. We can go ahead and go down the line of whatever you guys really want to know specifically. Today was just kind of like an overall spread of what we think is important.
It was like, it was a brief, or I guess like if you call an hour brief, it was just like a gloss over of how this all came to be, all these helmets, how they're here right now, and all that, you know, the history behind it, and some building methods along with some gameplay.
All right, so we hope that you guys visit us next time and join us for the chat and talk to us then. But thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you guys.
So we're starting off now.
I'm Quantum Calamity, SuperNovaSonya.
All right, see you guys later.
Thank you guys.